Hey, we all we got, baby. We all we need. That's all we got right here, all right? You're going to get everything out of me. I tell you every time. Get all of it from me, all right? Give me everything you got and let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, play.
It'll be first down and 10. How about Derek Carr and the Raiders pushing it right at the Chiefs right now? Jackpot, baby. Touchdown, Vegas. National Football League play is underway from Las Vegas. First touchdown in Las Vegas.
Win, no matter what, win.
First down.
Win.
Here comes Higgins behind him. Open block 20, 25. First down and out to the 31. Great run. That was by Jacobs on first down. This to put it away. Here comes your 55-yarder. Yeah, baby. Vegas is going to win. It's the first game in Allegiant Stadium. Nice run after the catch by number 30. On first down, it's Booker. His first carry of the day. Down the sideline and in. Touchdown Raiders. They have changed things up with that defensive front. Feels the pressure coming. He's going to go down. Second sack. This one from Max Broadside. His team leading fifth.
And Ridley's got the first down footing inside the 45. Fighting Lions all the way down to the 42-yard line.
All right, everybody. How you doing? Captain Jack here. And it is the firing of Broadside broadcast here for YouTube. Apparently, I screwed up some of the things that it's just going to YouTube. It's not going to Facebook. So such is life. I know that Will Carly is here. Thank you for being here, Will. And make sure you're not up too late, my friend. Make sure you're not up too late. Also, Chris Donnett. Wow, boy, there's a blast from the past. How you doing? Good to see you there, Chris. And Mike Givens, and hopefully I said that correctly, because I keep calling him Mike Blevins. So it is Mike Givens. First thing I got to do is make sure that y'all know that obviously. And this is on me. I've had a really, really rough day. Busy. And I was supposed to have a guest on, and that is my fault because I followed up late. And Hey, Chris, if you're if you're busy, brother, I appreciate you being here because again, it's always good seeing folks that I haven't had a chance to see in a while. And we are going to talk about the Raiders' upcoming game against the Colts. We're going to open up the phone lines later. We are watching right now, and hopefully we'll have some more folks that will be popping in. Again, when I don't have a guest, oh yeah, no, Chris, it's great hearing from you, brother, for sure. And we need to get the word out more. We need to get the word out more that they do. You can see I've had a rough day. That they do have a broadcast. We will have a broadcast here on Tuesday, which is the firing of Broadside. And again, my fault for not following up. I'd rather not say what I was busy doing, but today got away from me. There are a lot of other things that we can talk about as well. Obviously, because it's a game that we can watch on TV. One hell of a roller coaster, that's for sure. That's for sure. And damn straight, let me make sure that that gets posted there. I can actually post comments here. It has been one hell of a roller coaster ride the last few weeks. That is for sure. There's been a lot, obviously, since the Raiders' last game against the Jets. I am on record, and I will not say I didn't say this because I am on record saying this, that if Greg Williams was available at the end of the season for our defensive coordinator, I want him. And yes, that is even after his screw up. Hey, Captain. See, I'm throwing back at you there, Ed. Ed, I want to thank you for learning how to comment as you. I know. It's so weird because Ed is an admin on my page, and it's so weird when I see a comment made by me and I didn't make it because it's Ed Winchell making it. And yes, really, I really admit, I really agree. I really agree with that, Chris, and I'll tell you why. Greg Williams is a very aggressive defensive coordinator. And normally, and I will say the word normally, he has his players in the position to make plays. There you go. He's had good defenses in the past. And when you have an aggressive defensive coordinator that is well respected, and he is very well respected by all the people that he has brought onto his teams, having him as a defensive coordinator, and this is why I was saying that when people were asking me that Adam Gase laid down at the end, I said no, because Greg Williams runs that defense, and it was put out in the papers. It was put out in the papers that Greg Williams runs the defense, and that's his portion of the team. Adam Gase runs the offense, and he runs the special team. Now, granted, he's got a special teams coordinator, but it's like there's a dichotomy there in the coaching staff. So if you can have Greg Williams come in here, I'd do it in a minute. Now, I would have to – he is, I think, and I'd have to look – I think that the Jets are more of a 3-4 type of defense. But I can't say about that for sure. Also, great to see you, brother. And again, if you are in on this broadcast, make sure that you know that also for TNBC is giving put the information out in a comment if you can, or else, and I'll make sure it goes up on a banner. Oso and TNBC is giving Christmas, I believe it's Christmas dinner, correct? It's Christmas dinner for 2 underprivileged, needy families in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you want to make sure to get in on that, then please get with Oso. And if he comments on it, I'll let the comment roll right onto the screen. But here's something as well, and it was on my page. As many of you know, we recently lost a very good friend in Raider Nation. Oh, Christmas dinner, Christmas trees, and all the guests. So there you go. That makes a fantastic Christmas for 2 needy families, and I thank you for that. So if you want to make sure you help out with that, then please do. But I will also need to say that I posted this on my Facebook page that we recently lost a very, very great man in my estimation, one that was always kind to me and anybody that I was with whenever I made out any visits to Oakland, and that was Ernie Madrid. And I found out through other people, not the Madrid family, I found out through other people that his family is needing some help with expenses for the funeral. So they have a GoFundMe. There is a GoFundMe that is on my page on Facebook. So go see that. So again, you can help out Ernie Madrid's family in times of need. You can also help out TNBC and those folks for the Christmas. I mean, I know that this has been a bad year. COVID and 2020 are words that are going to synonymous with suck, because 2020 has sucked and COVID sucks. So again, if you can help out, there we go. Christmas dinner, Christmas trees, and all the gifts. That's for Oso and the TNBC crowd. Make sure that you are there. And I push this up onto. In fact, I need to share it to other sources as well. I got to share it up to Twitter. It's a bit on Facebook, so let's get it up to Twitter. I'm sorry. Normally it would be right there on Twitter, but my rebroadcast is kind of screwing up. There you go. I'll tweet it out. So again, I appreciate that. But this has been a unique week in the fact that you have people that are, even in Raider Nation, we're kind of figuring out what the hell we got going on. And with the victory that we had over the Jets, I don't say that we are doing things, I won't say a P word, because there's plenty of things that can go wrong. And the first thing that we have to do, we have to beat. Hey, Jared. Yeah, Jared, I will be taking phone calls tonight, but I want it to be specifically, if you can make it, you can talk about your Steelers because that's very important. And I will give you shrift on that because I know that was a very, very unique game for a Steelers fan. So I will be taking calls tonight. But it's one of those things. Hey, permission granted there, Don Webb. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. Okay. I did have the comment off. And Asylum's here. So great. We're getting some folks that are coming in. I appreciate that. Remember, and I will say this one more time, if you can give to the family for Ernie Madrid's funeral, please do. If you can give participation money, get with Oso Raider, or Raider Oso, I'm sorry. Raider Oso, which is the TNBC president. Make sure you get with him. And also tag me in a post on Facebook, so I'm sure that it is on my Facebook page. So make sure you're there for that. But if you can, and I know that it's been a rough 2020, but let's see if we can get things done. Well, let's get back to Greg Williams, because I've said this. I said, why not have a strong defensive coordinator? Yeah, he got fired. He was aggressive, but that's Greg Williams. Greg Williams is aggressive. And there's been times now, I mean, I'll be honest, yes, has our defense played better at times? Yes. And if they have got to show themselves for the rest of the year, we got 4 games left. And minimum, we have to win 3 of them. And of those 3, 2 of them have to be against Indianapolis and Miami. Why? Because they're ahead of us in the playoff standings. If you don't beat Indianapolis or Miami, it's done. And Chris agrees. Aggressive is when you have the right players. So let me check my phone real quick. I just wanted to be sure if my guest that I had planned on coming in had gotten back with me. They have not. So again, I just wanted to be sure. So that's done. And again, it's my fault that we don't have guests tonight, because again, I wasn't able to get with them, and I it would have been great to have, and hopefully we'll have them back on another time. And that's Mr. and Mrs. Rader, Joe Morrow, and his wife. So, I agree. A good fit with Abrams and Crosby and Cleve Farrell, man. Don't forget him. He's coming of age, and maybe that's the reason why, our D is playing better, because these guys are playing better. Why didn't we sign Deion Jordan? I don't know. I mean, he played a hell of a game for the 49ers, didn't he? Didn't he? Yeah, I think so. Man. So it's Kwiatkowski is for sure. And the one thing that Corey Littleton was saying that, and again, I still don't think Corey Littleton is enamored with the defense, because he was very, very negative about the defense. He said it on various occasions that he basically, reading between the lines, is that he is not digging what our defense coordinator is putting out. But that's neither here nor there. I still say that if we want to make a change, it is, boy, that's a great movie reference too there, Jared, The Sting. I got to show that. It was the only thing that you were missing was Redford and Paul Newman going like this. And I got put this up. I put my glasses up so you can see a little bit better. The old thing off the nose. Yeah, Arden Key is definitely looking a lot better this year. And again, he's had it. He's just been, like a day late and a dollar short. But he's getting better. So again, that's my synopsis from last week. Let's talk about our upcoming opponents, who are the Colts. And I'm sure that a few of you have known, about the head-to-heads. We're going to go over some of the more memorable games. And we've played 18 games with as the Raiders. and against the Baltimore/Indianapolis Colts. Again, Chris says it's true, must win for sure. I'll see if I can put it up real quick. There you go. I'm trying, but there's so many. I got to bounce back and forth between the screens. And again, before I forget, if you are here and you give a $5 contribution, yes, $4.99 and up, via Super Chat or Super Sticker, you are in. You get a input, or what is it? An entry into the prize giveaway that I got going on. And I think I showed you I showed you. I'm sorry, I'm turning my back to the camera. One of the things I'm giving away is, you see this? Look at that. A special Jack Daniel's Las Vegas Raiders collector's item with JD, the box, and the Jack Daniel's. It has there's a faux pas. It has Raiders on the side, the shield with the Raiders logo on that hat. So it says Jack Daniel's in the front with the Raiders logo, and it says inaugural season 2020. So you can take the hat out of the box if you want. I'm not. One thing that I have is too many hats. So I'm keeping mine as a collector's item right there. There we go. See, what you think the Cowher is going to coach the Jets? No. Why would Bill Cowher go back to coaching? The Ravens making a stink. You'll have to expound upon that. You'll have to expound upon that there, Jared. We'll do that when we open up the phone lines. And yeah, I was going to say that Ed Winchell said it best. Why would he give up? Oh, Dez testing positive. Okay, well, that's a shame about Dez Bryant not playing tonight, because I know that there was one thing that he wanted was to play his old team. But getting back, see, you guys are getting me way off kilter. Okay, let me get this done. Looks like halftime, because I see the teams walking off the field. Looks like halftime. But the important things are what we got going on with the Colts. Let me get back to history. Again, we played the Colts 18 times? Yes. We've won 10 out of the 18. 9 out of 10 in the regular season, and 1-1 in the postseason. And obviously that more memorable postseason game. Let's actually go back to the first time we played them was in the playoffs in 1971. And obviously that was a Raiders team with John Madden against a Colts team with Don Shula. I believe it was Don Shula. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure it was Don Shula. Could it be Wade Eubank? No, okay. I was mistaken. It was Don McCafferty. So Shula had gone to the Dolphins by then. But McCafferty inherited, that Shula team. And, first game we ever played them was in the playoffs in 1971 with the Colts winning 27-17. Now, granted, the next time we played them for a memorable game was the Ghost of the Post game. And again, a playoff game, an overtime game at that. And there was, back-to-back score. Let's see if I can get all of the things here. It was the Clarence Davis bring us out to a 7-0 lead. Colts tied it, then went ahead 10-7. Dave Casper caught 3 touchdowns in this game. Okay. an 8-yard pass from Stabler in the third quarter, a 10-yard pass from Stabler in the third quarter, which put the Raiders ahead 21-17. But then the Raiders were behind 24-21. The Raiders went up 28-24. Then they were down 31-28 before. And this was the greatest portion of the Ghost of the Post, was the fact that Tom Flores was the offensive coordinator and had told Kenny Stabler, he said, hey, look for the ghost in the post. And it would, and even Dave Casper said it was the only time that Stabler had thrown him this pass on this play the entire year. And it was remarkable because Stabler kind of underthrew it, and Casper had to readjust his head, his sight for it, and he basically literally caught it like looking straight up in the air. It was like over the shoulder, but really it was over his head, and he catches it for like a 41-yard gain, and it set up the tying field goal by Errol Mann. And then later in overtime, like almost immediately in overtime, the Raiders get the ball, and Casper gets his third touchdown of the game, a 10-yard pass from Stabler in overtime, and obviously the Ghost of the Post. Now, another game which is memorable to me was, and this was back when in the Indy franchise, it was Gruden against Mora with a certain quarterback by the name of Peyton Manning at the helm. And the Colts were up 21-0, like halfway, or I should say a third of the way through the second quarter. But this is the game, I don't know if you guys remember it or not, but this is the game that Greg Biekert started calling out plays because he figured out what all these audibles that Manning was doing, and he started calling them out, and the Raiders came back. Remember, they were down 21-0, and it got to a point where it went 21-7, 24-7, 24-14, 24-17. Then it was tied, 24-all. Still in the third quarter. So the Raiders had made up like those 21 points against the Colts because Biekert knew what the signals were and was calling them out. And Thor, hey, good to see you, partner. I apologize. I'm trying to do up here as well. And the Raiders ended up, oh, that's got to be wrong. Raiders ended up winning 31. Yeah, there you go, 38-31. That's what I thought. Okay, the way I was looking at it is like, wow, what the hell? But yeah, 38-31, the Raiders came back and won. And that was probably one of the most memorable recent games of Raiders at Colts. Now, one that I remember, and I was out in Oakland for this game, okay, was Tom Cable versus Jim Caldwell. It was 2010. And in fact, if you go into NFL Films and on my YouTube page, and it says like the first sighting of Captain Jack on NFL Films, you can see me pre-Captain Jack with, eye black on and, basically, a blacked out eyes. I wasn't wearing a mask. I was wearing like shoulder pads and whatnot. This was pre-persona, but this is going out with everybody. My buddy that was in that picture that we made NFL Films. I remember that game implicitly because it was the first and only time I got a chance to sit up on Mount Davis in nosebleed seats. We were winning. And then all of a sudden, at the very end, Peyton Manning, who actually to get thrown to one of the can't remember what the guy's name was, but the fast white guy at one of the receiver positions for the Colts. Eventually, Pierre Garçon caught a 7-yard pass from Manning in the fourth quarter with about halfway through to go. The Colts were up 31-19, and I remember that game. And that was in 2010. And then obviously the last game that I remember was actually two years ago, losing in Oakland. We were winning. And then at the very end, Andrew Luck comes back and throws for winning touchdown. Because if I'm not mistaken, one of the running backs, and I think it was the muscle hamster, Martin, fumbled the ball. The Colts got it in a very short field, and Andrew Luck threw the touchdown, and we lost to the Colts in Oakland 2 years ago. Last year, I was there as well in Indianapolis, and the Colts were without T.Y. Hilton. Remember, Andrew Luck had retired. They were just getting through with their quarterback, Brissett, and the Raiders hung on. What a great game. The Raiders hung on to win that game at the very end by making sure that we had somebody didn't like it. Well, thank you, whoever didn't like it. But thank you for stopping by with the thumbs down. I appreciate you being here. And thank you for anybody else that is here. But I remember the Raiders hanging on with Eric Harris, getting the final interception that's sealing the deal. And it was so great walking out of Indianapolis last year with a win. So those are the memorable games in Raider Colt lore. Obviously, the most important one, I would say the most famous one being Goes to the Post. And it's, there's a lot of heaviness in that. Yeah, the pick six and things like that. But Goes to the Post. The fact that with Greg Beaker calling out the plays for Peyton Manning, down 21, ended up winning that game 38-31. Losing those 2 times I was talking about that I had seen. Actually, the 2 times I'd seen the Colts in Oakland were 2 losses. And then finally beating them last year in Indy. So we gone from that. But we look forward again this weekend. We need this game. We need this game because, again, if you don't win, you don't go to the playoffs. You don't win, in my estimation, you don't go to the playoffs. But we'll talk about that. Now, one final thing, and it has not been made official on Raiders.com, but Daryl Worley allegedly, per him on Twitter, says he's back with the Raiders. And remember, the Raiders have had issues at cornerback, obviously with Arnett, and then with Nevin Lawson playing. Sometimes he's playing, sometimes he's not. As far as the ability, Daryl Worley has all the ability in the world. He just needs to make sure he gets his head turned around. Because if he doesn't, it's a pass interference. One of the better cornerbacks that we had potentially. – 2016, a car broke his leg. Oh, well, of course, the Christmas game. I want to forget that one. That was the 2016 game, Christmas Eve, but I wasn't at that game. And I agree with Thor here. Need to win out. I hope that you're right there, Thor. I really hope that you're right. And again, what Asylum was saying, the 2016 game, the Christmas Eve game, and I didn't watch it live because I actually had to work that day at the store, so I had it on tape. And I went to get some food from Hooters, and the guy looked at me and goes, "Hey, man, sorry to hear about it." And I'm like, "Shh, don't tell me. I had the game on tape." He's like, "Oh, okay." And you could, and I was like, "Damn, bad luck because I hate it when you have the game on tape and you haven't seen it, and then you go back and see it later on. And I'm gonna go. You were there, Asylum. Well, there you go. Yeah, without Jacobs, it is going to be hard. I agree with you there, Thor. So again, what say you? What say you? There's another one. Jared says we're going to win. I hope you're right. And Jared thinks we're going to win out. I hope you're right, Jared. I hope you're right. But let's do this. And again, Daryl Worley, per his Twitter, and again, I looked on Raiders.com. There's nothing official about him going back to the club. Well, let's do this. Let's get some. I got my phone up. Okay, call in 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834, and make sure that my come on. Oh, there we go. Got the codec up so you can hear that. So when there is a call, I'll know about it. 813-699-0834. And let's get it done. Yeah, I know. And I said that 3 out of 4 minimum. Google is spinning. Come on, Google. There we go. See, it didn't spin. Jared, call back because Google was booting up and it didn't boot up in time. Come on. See, it's spinning again. Hang on a second. Come on, there you go. Come on. Stop. Call again. Because there you go. Now it should work now, Jared. It should work now. Hopefully it will. I'm waiting. But again, there we go. Come on. There we are. All right, Jared, I apologize, partner. Again, sometimes Google with the Google kind of like it won't work for me the first time. It'll get there that next time. What's going on with you, partner?
Not much. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Obviously a little bit later than I wanted to be as far as prep. I was going to have a guest on, but because I didn't have a guest on, I wanted to make sure I opened up the phone lines. And again, I know you want to talk about your Stillers. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that. What the hell happened to your Stillers?
Well, let's just say they got a little too smug yesterday, if you will. I mean, I told Eddie Winchell just now, when you're up 14-0, however, you don't give Washington 8 seconds back on the clock and force them to kick the field goal and cut the lead back to 11. But it's just their running game the last 2 weeks, and it's been the story for the past month or so. They have good days and bad days running. And again, it seems like more days than anything, they're having bad days running the football. Ben's okay health-wise. It seemed like I heard, though, he did have a little bit of an ankle sprain from what I heard, on Friday. So hopefully he'll have a good solid week of practice starting tomorrow. They got to get some of their guys back in the line like Connor and hopefully Pouncey this week against Buffalo. We saw what Buffalo did last night against Frisco. But, they're going to have some tough sledding ahead of them here in the next few weeks. You got them obviously coming up Sunday. Like I said, you got Buffalo. Cincinnati a week from Monday, however, the 21st, right before Christmas. You got the Colts coming in after Christmas. And probably the big surprise more than anything, and if there's a team that right now, even though some people are saying in this crazy year it's been a fluke, and it kind of is, it's the Browns. Look what Baker did obviously against Tennessee. He played pretty good in the first half, and then led up in the second half, but Tennessee got back in the game, even though they made mistakes. But still, this AFC North division is not over yet. It is not clinchable just yet. So the Steelers are going to have to really just try to buckle down here in the next couple weeks and try to create space between them and Cleveland. Because right now it seems like they're the only team that can challenge the division right now.
Right. Now, when now you've beaten the Browns. Oh no, you got one more game with them, correct?
Yeah, January 3rd in Cleveland.
Okay.
Right after the New Year. Yeah.
Right now, you still got a 2-game lead though.
Correct.
Okay, so as long as you, I mean, basically, you just want to make sure that you're not tied with them when you go play them, or at least at the very least, you need to make sure you still got a game on them at that time. I think you should beat the Browns, but again, it's going to be horaciously cold, and I know that you are in Pittsburgh, so again, you do know what cold is. And by the way, isn't it your birthday today, or is it Thursday?
No, it's a week from tonight, actually, believe it or not, a week from today.
Okay.
And today is actually a little historical day today. Everyone knows probably by now, 40 years ago, the John Lennon assassination.
Right. Yeah, I actually remember watching the Monday night game when that was on. And it was horrible to hear about that.
Yeah, I was 3 at the time. My sister had been born in May of Cinco de Mayo in '79. I was born 10 days before Christmas, I think. But no, a week from today, I'll be 44. Believe it or not. So yeah. But other than that, we heard the Des Bryant thing earlier tonight. Obviously, of what happened. Also, however, apparently now it looks like the Michigan-Ohio State game is not going to happen this week whatsoever. That is not going to happen now. And they said tonight how I guess Michigan will discuss Harbaugh's future after the season. Well, guess what? The season is over now. You might as well discuss what you're going to do, whether or not you're going to keep him for one more year and play out his contract, or you're going to send him packing. And I think right now, if I'm Michigan, I'm sending him packing right now. Yeah,
I would as well. And the other thing is that I think that this was Harbaugh's way of thumbing his nose at Ohio State. The one thing is that if you're up there anyway, if you're Detroit, would you consider, because he's there anyway?
Right. You look at the lines, and another team obviously is Atlanta. You look at the Falcons. However, they're going to be totally dismantling that team. You look at Chicago. I mean, after what happened with the Bears on Sunday, how I'm surprised that the Bears have not made a move yet with Matt Nagy. I think they're still waiting on that whole thing to just basically fall, but you never know. But again, the thing is, you got obviously what happened Sunday, how in Las Vegas with the Colts hiring Mr. Rivers, Old Man River. However, I think with the Raiders back home, how they'll be ready to go there. But then you got such a short week coming up with the Chargers Thursday after that, Howard, and I think that's going to be the beginning of the end of Anthony Lynn, because I think Anthony Lynn is another coach who's on his way out the door right now, as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, it's unfortunate because, it's one of those old things, nice guys finish last, like Leo DeRocher said. And he's very well liked by his team, but, it's a matter of your team putting out for you, and he just doesn't seem to put out.
Well, as far as the Chargers go, I mean, the big question is obviously this, though. Who does Spanos go after next? I mean, does he go after a David Shaw? Does he go after possibly maybe a Lincoln Riley? Does he go after maybe a big-name college coach like a Pat Fitzgerald? I mean, who's out there that would be attracted to the Chargers job, considering they're in the same city as the Rams and they play in the same stadium as the Rams? What would you do if you're the Bolts, though?
Yeah, I mean, the Bolts, and I have my feelings on this, and I'm going to say what I say. I'll give you one last comment, and we'll get you out. But the other thing is that the Chargers will always be an afterthought in that stadium with Kroenke as the owner. And I firmly believe that if Spanos can find a buyer and bring them back down to San Diego, because the NFL hates losing San Diego as an entry where they can go and they can have Super Bowls there, although the last Super Bowl that the Raiders were in there wasn't really a good one. But that they like to have San Diego as a site for the Super Bowl. They want to have an NFL team there, and San Diegans will support the Chargers. They just won't support Spanos.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, speaking of LA, they're not going to also have the LA Bowl this year in Los Angeles. That's another bowl game that's been canceled. There's been 8 bowl games that have been canceled already this year. The Sun Bowl, the Las Vegas Bowl, obviously, the LA Bowl, and there's some other ones, the Pinstripe Bowl in New York. But now they're saying, Howard, I mentioned it to you, I think it was last week, Howard, or maybe it was on Sunday. I think it was last week I mentioned. Now they're saying that as far as the Roast and the Fiesta Bowl, they are going to limit the crowd as far as that go and not have anyone there. So there you go. So if you're going to cancel the Roast and the Fiesta and not have crowds, then what are you going to do with the orange and the sugar and the cotton? You're going to have to call for something very quickly.
Yeah, but I tell you what, with the Orange Bowl will probably have crowds because of the governor, DeSantis. I remember I live in Florida, and he is pretty much proactive there. The sugar, it being in Louisiana, and obviously I got to throw politics into the mix. You know, we'll see on that one. Oh, hey, Jason Dean, thank you for being here, Brunner. Much appreciated. Let me get the comment in there. I apologize. I've got so many different things going on. I want to make sure that there we go. So yeah, we got the comment, but come on, where's the there you go. There's the comment from Jason Dean. Thanks for being here. We'll see. And again, California, Rose ain't gonna have anybody. Just the way it is.
Neither does Arizona. Yes, and as far as Texas goes with the cotton, you don't know what you're gonna do with the Cotton Bowl. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah. Now, quickly, do you think that the Big Ten should bend to Ohio State, being the fact that they don't have enough wins? I think that they should thumb their nose at them, but I guarantee you they won't.
They should disqualify them altogether. I mean, when you think about it, though, they didn't complete the season as they were supposed to, so they should be out. And as far as teams that really should be in the conversation, you look at A&M. Getting this week are not going to play Ole Miss for the second time this year. They're supposed to play that game is all gone now. Georgia still has a good shot at this, but it looks like it might be Florida that could win out. But again, Florida plays Alabama in a couple of weeks for the SEC championship in Atlanta in prime time. The same day, of course, we got the All-American Conference game. You got the Big 12 game at noon that day, and you also got the Big 10 that night, as well as that day. What game is it? There's another conference championship game that day, a week from Saturday. But yeah, I mean, there's a few games this week, that have already basically told the NCAA. The NCAA has already said this week, I think I'm trying to think how many games. I think there's 6 games already that have already said that they're not going to be going on as scheduled. I'm taking a look here right now. So actually, no, 4. Besides Michigan, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Texas, the only other 2 have been canceled so far as of tonight are Cincy and Tulsa, and Ohio, Kent State. Alabama and Arkansas still would go. Georgia and Missouri, like I said, obviously, those games are now going to be switched. So you got Oklahoma, West Virginia now being bumped up to ABC for the big in Morgantown this week, Wisconsin and Iowa. That is not on television, surprisingly. ABC's going to have North Carolina, Miami down in Miami this Saturday. But Saturday night, however, the only games you got this week that are worth watching is USC and UCLA, however, the Rose Bowl. And right now, I think USC should be in the conversation at least as well to win the Pac-12, at least at this point.
Well, I honestly think that IU should represent the East. I think that I'm sorry. I know Robert Hawk's a big Buckeyes fan. I know also that my boy Don Webb is a big Buckeye.
No, I know Don.
Yeah,
a big Buckeye fan.
But honestly, I think that I'm sorry, guys. If you can't make it, then you should be allowed in. And I'm sorry. I know that the Buckeyes are they beat IU, but IU has a bunch of those quality wins, and Ohio State doesn't. So we'll see. Hey, Jared, thanks for calling in, buddy. I'll appreciate you.
No problem. I'll be in touch.
All right, that's the Pittsburgh report from Jared. Was very, very succinct about what was going on with his Steelers. They overlooked people. And you saw what happens. Raiders almost lose to a team like the Jets who has 0 wins, and the Steelers lose to a team that was not very good because they're in the NFC least. And speaking of the NFC least, maybe we'll hear from Mike Givens. I finally figured out how to say his name. I'm trying not to say Blevins, but it is Mike Givens. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. I appreciate everybody being here. If you got any comments, please put them in here. I will put them up for you, the ones that are worthwhile. And we got Ed Winchell calling in. I can see that. Hopefully I'll hear from him. There you go. Ed Winchell, how you doing, brother? What's going on?
My man, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you as well. What's up?
I just wanted to check in. Hi, everybody at Racing.
Yeah. Oh,
What you doing?
Well, let me. Oh no, Johnny Branson. Johnny Branson, you gotta wait. You gotta wait, Johnny Branson. I'm sorry. Let me make sure. See, I got to get the banner down. 1 second there, Ed. Okay. Yeah, Johnny Branson, call in after Ed gets his 5 minutes. Okay. Well, Johnny Branson's alive. That's good to see as well. How am I doing? You spoke to me earlier, so don't tell everybody. But I've been tired of doing a lot of things. But there you go.
I think next Sunday it's going to be a close game for our boys. I also think they're going to pull it out. I don't think, and a lot of your viewers think the same thing. I think we got to score 30 points with our defense if we're going to win. So I think next week it's going to be like 34-27 or something like that. I mean, we're done. I know we're going to be without Jacobs and probably Abrams, but look what we did last week without him. So I think that it should be a good game.
Right. I think it will be, but again, having Josh Jacobs not there is going to be it's going to be hard. I mean, I like Booker, and I remember we went down the tubes last year when Jacobs wasn't there at the very end, and it was all those games that he missed at the very end. Actually, I know I'm a homer, not the Raider homer, but I'm a homer in saying this. When having Jacobs there and getting positive yards, I'm sure he would have been Rookie of the Year over Kyler Murray. But I mean, that's me.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah. But again, it also affected the way the Raiders played. And with Josh Jacobs now missing 2 games because he's already out for this game, he was out Monday. He was already out Monday. So unless there is a miraculous recovery, which I'm not expecting, you got, again, Theo Riddick, who's more of an all-around kind of a bruiser, but his specialty is picking up the blitz. Rashard, who's a pass catcher who can pick up the blitz. And Booker is your only true ball carrier other than maybe a quick give to the fullback when you want to do short yardage.
Ingold.
Yeah, Ingold. So, I mean,
right.
But then again, we got to see what we got, and I want to make sure that people remember, without a running game, the Raiders have really struggled this year. Yeah, they won last week in New York, but that's been pretty much the aberration, not the majority of things happen. The Raiders got to run to win the games. They got to stretch.
Right.
They got to stretch the clock. They got to. The clock has got to be in their favor, and without a positive running game, it's going to be hard to win.
See, with Jacobs there, the defense has to key more on him, and that opens up Waller, Renfro man, and even Ruggs. Without that opportunity, you're going to have Ruggs covered, Renfro covered, and Waller covered a lot more than if Abrams was. Jacobs would be in the game.
Yeah, I agree. Now, don't sleep on Booker, but again, he's just not going to get the press that Jacobs does. Now, Ed, you're already on. What is it? You're already on record saying Raiders win. What was your score?
I think 34-27.
Okay. Yeah, the Raiders have got to score over 30. And the defense has got to be better. And I would like to see a more concerted effort by the defense. Now, at times last week they played well, and other times they just played horribly. They gotta be consistent in what they're putting out there on the field.
You're right, Captain. You're 100% right. I think realistically, 3 out of the 4 is what we have to look at. It'd be nice to take the 4 and sweep it out, but if we lose 1, it's not the end of the season. Where I think if we would have lost at the Jets, it would have been the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, true. But of the 3 and 4, remember now you're saying that we could lose to Indy, but we obviously would have to win the last 3. Yeah, I could see that.
Against Broncos, Miami, and the Chargers.
Yeah, I can see that. But again, I would rather see that we win against Indy and win against Miami to make sure that we are a better. Obviously those 2 of the 3. I want to obviously win 3 out of the last 4, if not more. But of the 3 that we win, I want to make sure that the wins are against Indy and Miami, because those are the people that we are vying for those playoff spots with.
If we were talking Sunday 2 days ago, I think everyone would say we could win out. We'll beat the Broncos. We'll beat all this. But I think after Raider Nation and your viewership saw the way Broncos took care of Kansas City, it's putting a lot more emphasis on, well, maybe if they can do a number on Kansas City, they could possibly do a number. Now, remember, we're not in Vegas. We're going to be up in their hostile territory. It's probably going to be cold as hell.
Yep.
So if that may be the trap game. That may be the trap. I don't know. But on Sunday, I think I would have said, hey, we'll beat all 4. But right now, I think the one that concerns me is either Indy or Denver game. I think we'll handily take care of Chargers and Miami.
Well, to me, all of them are hard because again, I am the glass is, in this case, it really is half empty. It's beyond half empty. And by the way, folks, I'm actually cutting my Crystal Light. I'll fill it halfway with my Crystal Light, and I fill it the rest of the way with water. So I'm drinking less and less sugar. So hopefully if I continue to do this, the weight will continue, hopefully, to come off. So we'll see that.
Well, that's good to hear, Cap. And I don't want to keep you much longer. Let's have some other callers come in.
Sure.
But I just wanted to call in and chat and say hi to everybody and ask everybody to be safe. And if I'm not calling in the next couple weeks ago, have a great holiday season.
All right. Well, always good hearing from you, Ed, and thank you there, sir.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
All right. That's Ed Winchell. It's always good hearing from him. Line is open because Ed's gone. 813-699-0834. Taking a quick look at the game, and I haven't been looking at it. Baltimore is still winning 17-10. Now, this is another game as well that if the if the Cowboys were to win, it would be better for the Raiders, because remember, Baltimore is at 6-5 as well. So them not getting that 7th win is important. It's very important. So, I mean, I'm not how many times you say, boy, we're rooting for the Cowboys on this one, but you got to root for the Cowboys on this one. And I tell you, Jackson looks great coming back. He looks great coming back, just shifty. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing that he is still, as dynamic as he is. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. Again, I wanted to have Mr. and Mrs. Raider in. I didn't. That's my fault. I wasn't able to get with them in time. Hopefully, I will have them on another broadcast. Joe and his missus are up in Indiana, I should say. And it's great hanging out with them. Mr. and Mrs. Raider, that should be a touchdown. Yeah, it's a catch. Hell yeah. Well, see, there you go. Brown, Marquise with a touchdown. So they're about ready to go up, 2 scores? Or they're up 2 scores as it is? That's a catch. And just the way it is. It would behoove the Raiders, obviously. You got, I mean, like I said, win out, you get in. No, I mean, that's a given. Got to win out. But got to be very careful if you're going to drop a game, which game you drop. Line is open, 813-609-0834. Johnny Branson was calling earlier. Sorry about that, Johnny. I telling you, it's one of those things where you gotta wait to have the guy call in and get their 5 minutes out. We have been on for a little over an hour already, an hour and 5 minutes as of now. So, and I know the intro was a little bit long, so let's call it. We've been on for an hour. So if you want to call in, please do. It's 10 o'clock, but I'm not going to pull teeth. I'm not pulling teeth. If you want to call in, please do. But if I don't have a call, then I'll go to bed. Sleep is always good at this point. Couple folks have already gone away, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. We just dropped 2 in the last 30 seconds. So let's see what we got. Line is still open, 813-699-0834. We've heard from Jared tonight. We heard from Ed Winchell. I know that Oso is in the house. And again, Jason Dean was in here. Robert Hawk was here earlier as well. Hopefully he's still here. If you're still here, let me know. And Will Sosa from down in DR was here earlier. Good to see you there, Will. Right now it's 11 o'clock over in that country, so hopefully he's getting some sleep as well. See if there's anything going on. Well, thanks there, Ed. I appreciate that. Oh, okay. Well, thank you there. See, Mike shared the live to my Facebook group and Elite Superfans. Thor's here. There you go, Thor. Yee. I don't do it like you do. How do you say that? And Asylum's still here as well. If you want to call in, please do. I'd love to hear from Thor. I'd love to hear from Asylum. And Mike Gibbons, if you want to talk about your Eagles, please do. I gave Jared the opportunity to talk about his Stillers because again, that was just and I will say this: Jared did say that there was no way in hell that they were going to be undefeated, so he knew it, and it's better to get that loss out of the way quicker. So as you don't have another one. You don't want to lose your last game. But there will be somebody whose last game is a loss. Even if you, if you win your last game, but you're not in the playoffs, it's like a loss. But there will only be one team whose last game is a win. If you're going to call in, I'd love to hear from Thor, but I got to hear from you because I'm about ready to bust out. And I need to learn how to say yee. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Oh, I will say this. So Thor's calling in. Good to see that. Where is it? Come on. There we go. Took a second to pop over there. Hey Thor, what's going on, partner? Good to hear from you, man. Thor.
Hey, what's up, Cap? Just chilling up. I'm tired watching this whack ass football game here. I don't know. ready for Sunday, baby, ready for Sunday. Hopefully, come up ready to play, not like we did the last couple weeks. But I feel good about it. I feel good about it. I feel Jacobs not being there is going to hurt. That's going to be a hurdle we're going to have to get over. But I still think we can get this game. The East Coast trip's hard for us. So that's okay. We're heading back home to Vegas now, which sucks. I wish it was open. But, that's neither here nor there. Couldn't be there anyway because of COVID, so it don't really matter, I suppose, this year. But I feel like we need to come out at the early line. Betting line has Indy as a 3-point favorite, which is to me a tad bit disrespectful by the odds makers. And I realize Indy does have one game better than us record right now. However, we're at the house. So I feel like that's a little bit disrespectful because that was out before they announced Jacob wasn't playing for sure even.
Uh-huh.
So I couldn't see it being like a pick 'em, and then when they said Jacobs wasn't playing, maybe it go to about 2. But, that's neither here nor there. I feel like we as a team, the Raiders, play up to opponents way too much, which is actually a good thing. But in turn, we play way down to opponents, which is an awful thing. So I feel like we're going to come and be prepared to play up. This is kind of like a Falcon for sure. I feel like that we do have to win 3 out of 4. I think we win 3 out of 4, 10-6. I think we get in. I understand, though, it would probably be best if we beat both Indy and Miami in that 3. But as long as we win 3, we'd be forced to beat one of them once. So I think we'll get in over whatever team that is. Looking at the schedule, I know Miami plays Kansas City this week. So as much as we all hate it, we kind of want the Chiefs to win this week. We're not going to catch them to the division. We need to try to get in as a wild card.
Right.
And once we get in, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And now with that Pittsburgh loss last week, KC is looking at getting the number 1 seed, which means if we get in the 7, we play Pittsburgh.
Right.
I love that matchup because Pittsburgh don't want to see us. We beat Pittsburgh every time we play them down there. And they don't want to play us. And if you get us in and get a win under our belt, we're not so huge in the confidence. The defense has to play better. Yes, they're so inconsistent, this defense. And I feel like, really, we're young, but we're just, I don't know. We're young. We're also, there's injuries. I don't know what's up with our net. Let's keep leading with the head nonsense. I don't know. The D-line's just not getting as much pressure as we'd like. I don't know if it's because we don't send enough people. I feel like we hardly ever send anyone. And actually, the few times I see us send blitzes, they seem like they work. I don't know why we don't blitz more. But I'm really tired of guts. But I'm not a defensive coordinator, so I could talk a lot, but he's in the league doing it. So he obviously got no some. Anyway, I'm fired up. I think we could beat Indy, man. Philip Rivers throws a lot of picks. He's nothing changed. He's always throwing a lot of picks. Now is an opportunity because that is the one good thing our defense has done. We have turned the ball over. We have in games in important spots because realistically, if you look at it, we've made a few really big plays in spots where we needed to. So I think Philip Rivers is going to turn the ball over a couple times. We're going to get a couple. It's going to make our defense look good. I think maybe we should send a little more pressure though. Send some blitzes, and I think he for sure makes a couple mistakes. And I think that's how we win the game. I don't think we need 30 to win this game. it would be nice, obviously, if our offense was scoring at will like the Buffalo Bills last night. But I think the defense got to step it up. I think it's a 27-24 victory. It's close, hard-fought battle, but I think we're going to pull this one out, Cap, and then on the Sunday night we play San Diego or LA or whoever they are, and they always want to beat us, so we got to be careful there. And this is when I get scared, play down to opponents, and they're a crap team. I hope we don't come in and play it down to them. Because really, every win is important. I'd love to get into that Denver game, almost not having to worry being in. And I'd hate to have to win that game in Denver to get in, because we know Denver would like nothing more than to finish us off. Even though we should destroy them, even at their house up there in the mountain or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm still fired up about the team. This week, whatever, coming up 13 or whatever, and we're still in the season. So, the season's not over yet. We're still talking about it. We're still live. That's all good. You know what I'm saying? Let's go get it done, man. Derek Carr, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been hard on Carr at times, and I still am. He almost blew that game last week because he did definitely miss Aguilar. But I'm more mad at the coaching staff, man, with this. I feel like we need to have a more killer instinct, man. And I hope if in Indy we jump on them, we go for the jugular, man. Quit playing. Like, we play like a prevent offense when we have the lead. And that really bothers me.
Yeah.
I hope maybe the fact that Jacobs is out will force us to just go more, throw the ball more, man. Run more little quick slants and things. I don't know. But don't run this prevent kind of offense when we're up 4 points in the third quarter. What is this, man? So,
but see that's Gruden. That's Gruden, though. Gruden is notorious to, and I think we were talking. Did you get a chance to hear last week when Blitzchick was on about the way Gruden is? And it's like, if you listen to Blitzchick, like you said, and I can't remember if she's the one that said it, but Gruden was berated by his mom for beating the crap out of the Bucks. Because remember, the last time the Raiders played the Bucks prior to the Super Bowl was when they whooped their ass 45-0 in Oakland. And I remember that, which is why everybody's, the Raiders are just going to whoop that ass again in the Super Bowl. Well, remember, it wasn't Gruden. He wasn't on our team then. He was on the other team. So, but I still thought that basically with Bill Callahan souping up that offense, that it should have been a victory for the Raiders. And I firmly believe that if John Gruden doesn't bring us far in the playoffs this year or next year, I think that John Gruden, because he's on year 3 now, I think that if John Gruden doesn't bring us far in the playoffs next year, I'm going to go project again to next year. Hey, thank you, Sonny, for being in. And by the way, Sonny, I put your money that you had put in for Ernie Madrid. I put that in with the money that I sent to the Madrid family today, or technically, well, actually, yeah, it was today, technically, for his funeral expenses. So your money was put in towards with my money. So we put it in for Ernie Madrid. So I wanted to make sure that you knew about that, Sonny. And again, folks, if you don't know about it, Ernie Madrid's family is taking money for funeral expenses. And again, also, if you want to help out folks at TNBC with Oso, giving gifts and dinner and a bunch of all expenses for 2 families in Dallas-Fort Worth, be with them. I'm sorry there, Thor. I had to get those out when I had the thought in mind.
No problem.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, I think that we can win. I think we can win, but that offense has got to be less conservative for sure.
Definitely. I mean, I love long, time-consuming drives that eat up clock and you punch people in their mouth and you let them know this is our house. But also, it's like if we throw on you and we go down and just like eat you up, you can also kind of do the same with passing the ball, man. I mean, just boom, 7 yards here, 9 yards here, and just go down, and that might be a little faster. You know, if you're in the huddle and you're taking a lot of time and you're snapping the ball with 5 on the play clock or something, or even less, a lot, you're still gonna use the clock and have that good, solid, time-consuming drive. And if you're scoring a touchdown, it really matter how long it takes. So I'd love to see them just go out and just physically kind of manhandle them, but at the same time, being not as conservative, like manhandling them in like a passing kind of way. And I want them to step on their neck. It's just, it gets them to have a lead so predictable that I'm over here knowing exactly what's coming. And that's just terrible. Hopefully that changes. And you know, I'm going to keep believing and holding on to faith that we're going to pull this one out. And I think we win 3 out of these next 4. And I think at 10-6 we give in. Anything is possible. So, be talking to you tonight, Captain. Let's go, Red Nation. Let's get this W, man. All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
All right. Well, thanks again for calling in, Thor. Always a pleasure. There you go. That's Thor. And so we go back to the banner, making sure that, you don't need to knock him out because he's ready. And go back to comments. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. In answer to your question, Asylum, and I kind of got off base on that because I thought I had said it already. I think Gruden's only going to coach 5 years. And it's only if both, one or the other. I think that if he doesn't do well, no, he missed it again. If he doesn't do well, I think Mark Davis will be looking for another coach. And the other thing is I think Gruden might say, I don't want to do this anymore. And there are a lot of coaches, it's not the norm. I mean, what was it? Marvin Lewis was with the Bengals forever. Mike Tomlin now. And the Steelers have these coaches that just go on forever. It was Chuck Noll. Then it was Bill Cowher. Now it's Mike Tomlin. They've had 3 coaches since the 70s. Think about that. 3 coaches since the 70s. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. That's what, 50 years? Unheard of. But I think that Gruden is not going to go. It's going to not coach much over. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Line is open, 813-699-0824. Again, I want to welcome Sonny Jefferson Polo, who came in late. Thank you for being here. Again. It's Tuesday, and we will always be firing a broadside during football season. Shouldn't say always. During football season, we are firing a broadside. It is Raider talk, almost specifically. Again, Jared, I let Jared talk about his Stillers because, again, Polo, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, but I'm not. I guess a pessimist is about the best way to say it. Show me. I don't see do you really think that he's going to be here for 10 years and not have anything to show for it if he hadn't won a ring by then? I don't. I just can't see it. I can't see it. I know he loves the Raiders. I know he loves Al Davis. I know that I don't know if he loves Mark Davis, but I know that they get along well. But there comes a time if he's not doing the job, and I'll put this up, he will stay until he wins 2 rings. We'll see. We'll see. In fact, you can talk about that. By the way, congrats. I got your Christmas card, Polo. I guess for tattoos, right? I got your what a wonderful card between you and the I'm brain farting her name, Mistress of the Black Hole. What a beautiful lady she is. What a beautiful lady she is. And I agree. I kind of agree with Thor, and I like Gruden, but he needs to show me something. I seem like like I sound like I'm from Missouri, and I know that that's awful to say. Show me. And Polo, if you want to call in, great. I'd love to hear from you because we are up at 125, and I'm giving it 5 minutes. But if we don't have any callers, I'm bolting at 1:30. So we'll see. We'll see on that. If you want to call in now. Because the line's open, 813-609-0834. And I appreciate everybody's comments. I will be posting this, obviously, for like immediately afterwards. Remember, I will be on tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm on the NFL channel. Let me show that again. Okay, tomorrow night, and I'll put this for comments. Tomorrow night, it would be nice if I could spell. Catch me with Violator. Oh, we do got a call. Good to hear from him too. Come on, Google. I see him here. Polo, Polo, are you calling my number, Polo? Polo, call the number on the screen. Polo, call the number on the screen. That's the studio number. Okay. Yeah, call the studio number, 813-699-0834. He was calling, but he was calling my personal cell. So hopefully we'll get him in here. As he's doing that, I'm going to put this on the chat. So I saw him call in, 813-699-0834. And again, if you watch the shows and you make comments via super chat and super stickers of $4.99 and up, that gets you an entry into some of the prizes I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to have like a big spinning wheel of what's your prize, and we'll see who like I said, we'll have a spinning wheel with participants with their chances, and we'll go from there. I'm going to let it build up, obviously. So when you do that, I'll put it out. I got the other things. There you go. Now again, so because if you call me on my phone, only I can hear it. No, it's the NFL channel, but it's not the NFL channel. It's the N. Let me show this again. N. And there's not an underscore, but there's a space. In fact, let's do that. N space FL channel, or N space. There we go. Hopefully we'll get them on Google. Why isn't it showing up? My goodness. There we go. Okay, I got a call from 559-974-5331.
Hey, it's me, Captain Jack. How you doing?
Hey, is this you, Polo? Because this number didn't show up for some reason.
Yeah, no, I'm calling Brianna's phone.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, tell her I said hello.
Captain Jack says hello, Brianna. How are we doing?
I'm doing good. The question is, how are you doing?
You know what? We had a great weekend. I got to go to Coach Forrest's house. We got those pictures signed. So I got a very good picture. That I did that teamed up with the League of Bands. So San Maria chapter and the League of Bands, we have 100 of the Tom Forrest pictures that we put up, and it's all going towards the Tom Forrest Foundation. So it's a pretty good thing for charity right now.
Yeah.
Especially during Christmas. So yeah, so I actually got to go to his house, and so we took 2 COVID tests before we went there, make sure we were negative. When we got there, we still put our masks. Took all the precautions, but it was cool. I got to, he lives in a gated community, in a gated community. And very impressive. Got to see a lot of the history of the Raiders, some Super Bowl trophies, and just all the stuff he's collected over the years. And, his original, he has one of his playing jerseys there hung up at his house, and just a bunch of cool stuff, Jack. You will love it.
Partner, if I can get out there, like post-COVID 20, if you ever have an event where I'm allowed to come to, obviously I'm not going to invite myself, but if there's things that I can do with you, with the coach, I most definitely will. I'm there with bells on.
Yeah, and the reason we're doing the picture is because he was coming down. It's funny, rest his soul, Ernie Madrid. I was working with Ernie Madrid for the Santa Maria Parade Flyer. He was the one that took the lead with the Tom Flores this last year. And unfortunately, he passed away a couple days ago. But the reason we're doing the fundraiser is for Coach. He was going to the signing here in Santa Maria, and obviously we had to cancel that. So we figured the next best thing is we can get a picture. He can sign it. The fans can still buy it. You're looking at, it's a series of only 100. So we're proud, to bring this to you. It's a cool picture. Javier was able to put together. This could be the last signing he does before the Hall of Fame. So it'd be a cool thing to have.
Right, and I actually got with Javier. I think I bought 2.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I know. He sent me a message, and I make sure. Yeah, he bought special envelopes, so everything should show up. He bought a thicker envelopes, and the picture itself is actually almost a postcard, so it's actually really thick. And he did, he all hand signed up.
Yeah. Now, if he hasn't,
right now.
I'm sorry, what was that, Polo?
Oh, well, talking to Tom, he's really excited right now. He's looking forward. He's got this new thing coming out. He's got a Coors Light can. Coors Light is doing a big push to push Tom Flores into the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
so
wow.
Be on the lookout for a Tom Flores Coors Light can that will be hitting the market soon. And so, he said he's got 60 days till the Super Bowl, and hopefully Super Bowl Sunday they'll announce Tom Flores as they pick for the Hall of Fame for next year.
Well, okay, I'm going to have to flip that on you, Polo. You look for a Coors Light can with Tom Flores' face on it, because I know for a fact that they won't be hitting anywhere close to here in the East Coast. So as soon as
what I'll do is as soon as I get one, I'll make sure I hold one back for you.
Well, hold 6, because I if you look at that, and I will pay for all 6. But if you looked at my bar, I have a 6-pack of everything that the Raiders have done for Vegas so far this year. Actually, I got a 12 of course. I kind of went overboard on that one, so I didn't realize that there were going to be a bunch of other things going on. But I got 12 of course. I got a 12 of the Modelo. I got 6 of Modelo, 12 of course, 6 of Coke, 6 of Coke Zero, 6 of Pepsi, or not Pepsi, but the Dr. Pepper, 6 of the water bottles. And I'm having the Bud Light bottles. I'm getting 6 of those coming my way as well. So if it's collectible, like I said, I'm good for it. Buy me 6.
Yeah, for sure.
Buy me 6.
He was pretty excited about it because it's kind of like Coors back, made contact and say, hey, we want to back you this year. We want you the campaign, you the charge of getting you in the Super Bowl, and I mean, getting you in the Hall of Fame. And that's what the goal is, this year, and hopefully it's going to happen. He looked pretty excited when we talked about it. Last year he texted us the night before and said, hey, I didn't get in. And I think this year he feels a little bit different. He definitely feels like it's going to happen for him this year.
Well,
as a Raider fan,
yeah,
and,
it better.
Top Florida fan, it will.
It better. And I tell you, if he gets there, and I'm allowed to travel, you can tell Coach that I will be more than happy to usher him in into Canton. I was fortunate enough to be at the Stabler after party. It would have been better if Kenny was there the last time that a Raider went into the Hall of Fame that I can remember. Yeah. And it was great hanging out with all of the folks that were there. And I will be honored, at least to be around the same area with Coach Flores. Coach Flores is well overdue. Well overdue.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about that is, like, last year we all had, with Ira Matthews, Mario Soletto, obviously my cousin Tito. We all had plans. We were going. Part of his 5, he got taken as guest. He was going to take in his first rookie class, which obviously Ira is part of that. So is Mario. So when we talked about that, he goes, well, we might not be traveling. He made it seem like it was going to be more of a Zoom, victory. And at that point, he said, he was like, well, even if it's going to be Zoom, I'm still going to be happy to get inducted. It won't be the same as being there, but under the current situation, I don't see this stuff changing anytime soon.
Yeah, and that's a bummer because, again, we're already looking at August of next year being in the same situation, and that's even post-vaccine, and that's hard to say.
I hate to say this, but the vaccine they're talking about, it's like the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine is good for like 90 days, and then it runs out. So the vaccine that they're coming up for COVID, it's going to be the same thing. It doesn't prevent you from getting it. It just prevents you from really getting sick. So, this, if you look at it with a 90-day window, the flu is generally around the winter time, and the COVID's been going year round. So I'm not too sure how this is going to work. Are we going to have to be, take a shot every 90 days just to kind of keep it calm, or, because now even when you have the antibodies, they're not lasting. At least some of the studies we were seeing is, you're looking at 8 months worth of study that it's the antibiotics. Your antibodies are not even detected after 6 months. So there's a lot of stuff coming out on that, on the COVID, and I don't think there's no experts because it's so new. There's just a lot of information out there. All we can do is hope for the best, wash our hands, wear a mask,
and
each other safe.
And we've had this conversation. I do it, and I, like I said, I'm here in this desk. I've been here in this desk since late March. Now, granted, I haven't. I've gone out to eat, but for the most part, I didn't go to Atlanta. I haven't gone anywhere. I have not left my general bubble of my area neighborhood, and I don't. I won't. If that's what they're saying, but I want to. Obviously, I'll get my vaccine when they tell me I need to get my vaccine. But if they tell me that it's one of those things where you're gonna have to be vaccinated again, it's gonna suck. But yeah, I'll do it. But gosh darn it, it sucks we would have to do that. But again, it's like every year I get the flu vaccine like I'm supposed to. If I have to get a double, COVID thing as well, then, I will. I just, it sucks.
And that's the whole thing is that's right now, obviously everything's feeling new and we're kind of looking at everything. Myself, I talked to you about this and we get tested every week. I just got tested today. I know Bree got tested today. Buddy got tested. She goes in again tomorrow. She's only tested twice a week also. Last week, just because we knew we were going to Florence's, we tested twice and basically quarantined before we went over there. For the most part, even when we were there, we did our best to protect them. And then we're testing again. I just, like I said, tested today. This will clear me by the end of the week. And so hopefully, that's all we can do. You wash your hands, you wear a mask, and you get tested a lot. And, just, be careful around your surroundings. Don't touch handrails. It's back to the old thing as a kid. Wash your hands. Anytime you don't put your hands in your mouth, don't rub your eyes. But, yeah, we've traveled. We did a lot of road trips this year, but anywhere we went, it was actually kind of nice because the crowds were minimal. But you're seeing a lot of people participate in social distancing, even when you go out there. When we went to Atlanta, it was amazing. Inside the stadium, how far away you were spread out. And because we always thought, hey, we can sneak down and all get together, but they had the seats zip tied, so you couldn't do that. And then every time you get a bunch of, immediately you have the security break you apart. So it was, after when I left Atlanta and came back, I felt safer going to that game than going shopping at your local grocery store. So
well, hey, I want to make sure that you and Bree are well and happy and taking care of yourselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know we're trying to get the pictures came in yesterday, and we have a lot of stuff we're mailing out. I sent them out to Javier, and he should be shipping them out. He should get them tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll have them by the weekend, if not early next week. But yeah, and once you get them, hopefully you'll be able to plug them. We got 100. We like to get that money to Coach Flores as quick as possible, and hopefully we sell out. And then after that, hopefully go with the next player. So what we're trying to do, hopefully, is continue with these players that are not signing right now. You got to remember, like the Iras, the Willies, those guys, they didn't sign, or their checks are not. They don't get the $1 million contracts. They skip that. So I know the next one. I think we're going to try to do Ira Matthews and then team him up with Homer down in Houston because he's close by. And if you're interested in hosting one, we do it. Obviously not for charity. You team up with the player, and you'll put your logo on it, and we'll get them sold and hopefully raise money for their charity.
Yeah, well, I would say I got Henry right down the street from me. So if Henry wants to do it, that would be good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, this is something. As 2 weeks as a black hole, we're taking care of the players that took care of us, the guys we got to watch. So if we can help them out and help their charity, that's a great thing to do as football fans, right?
Yeah. In fact, Polo, make sure you give me information on that, and I'll get with Henry, man. See what he has to say.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, again, thanks for calling in, and again, best to you and Bree, and give her a big, warm Captain Jack hug, and because you can get all of the good stuff. I just want to get a good hug on her, and tell her the next time I see her that we'll have it for real. But it's going to be great seeing both of you guys.
All right.
All right. Hey, thanks again, there, partner. Appreciate you calling in.
Hey, no problem, Jack. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. That was the one and only Polo Rodriguez, and great guy that he is. Wow, we're up at 145. So unless you're going to call in like now, and I'll give folks the opportunity to. And I love hearing from Polo. Line is open. In fact, I gotta save the number. because it is on my phone. This way I have way to get hold of people. Recent. There we go. Add the contacts. Again, I will at least, make sure I have a way to get a hold of my folks as well. But the line is open, 813-699-0834. Oh, I spelled Raiderette wrong. Shame on me. I did it again. There we go. 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. And it's great to hopefully have you guys call in and let me know what's going on with you. Again, you got we got right up on the tick too. Right on the tick. Come on, there we go. In fact, I added so fast you almost didn't hear it. I am wonderfully happy to announce that we have the one and only Raider G in the house.
He has the #1 Raiders podcast in all of YouTube. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Captain Jack.
Hey, I tell you, man, you can't. I mean, and I'm sorry, guys, you ain't gonna follow Raider G because it'd just be embarrassing. So, Raider G has definitely got the last call of the night, man. How are you doing, my friend? And it's always great hearing from you.
I'm doing pretty good, Captain. I was listening at the top of your show, but then I had to step out for a minute, so I don't know what was said in between. But the part of your show that I did catch, I think at the top of your show, you were talking about possibly us bringing Greg Williams as a defensive coordinator.
Yes, and again, I will admit to that. I will stand by that.
And this is just my opinion, Captain J.
I got you.
If that should happen, that Jets game that we won just 2 nights ago will be suspicious as fuck. And this is why I say this, Captain, because remember, prior to John Gruden becoming our coach again in 2018, and I think that Mark Davis had said this in his press conference, that he had actually reached out to John Gruden in, I think it was November or December of 2017. I think that John Gruden, he was working for Monday Night Football, and we had played I think it was the Philadelphia Eagles on Christmas night or something.
Yeah.
Okay, but I know it was around that time that Mark Davis basically had offered him the job, and then next thing you know, a month later, he's our coach.
Mm-hmm.
What if that same thing happened? And again, this is my opinion. What if that same thing happened where John Gruden possibly told Greg Williams that, you know what, during the off season, I'm very interested in acquiring you as our defensive coordinator. And let's say that he offered Greg Williams that, captain, before the Jets game. We go out and play the Jets. Okay? The play before the Ruggs touchdown, all of a sudden, if you notice the play before, Nelson Aguilar had beaten their zone coverage. If Derek Carr hadn't overthrown him, that would have been a touchdown.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me on the very next freaking play, you're going to put an undrafted rookie on a one-on-one on Henry Ruggs, and he burns you one-on-one? So I'm saying, if I'm Greg Williams and John Gruden had offered me this job, I'm going to throw this game. I'm going to get good with the Raiders right now. And just, I could be totally wrong. What I'm saying, it just could be off base, Captain. But when you were talking about bringing Greg Williams in as our defensive coordinator, I'm thinking, you know what? That's definitely going to be the talk of the offseason should that happen. Did Greg Williams deliberately throw that game or put the Jets defense in that position so that the Raiders could go ahead and win that game? It would be suspicious as hell, in my opinion.
I got you. But see, now prior to the game and a couple weeks back, I've been on record before the game I said, if Greg Williams is available as the defensive coordinator when he is let go by the Jets, because again, the Jets are going to let Adam Gase go. Now, in order for him, because his contract there was some stipulations in the contract again where he might have still been under contract next year. Okay. But I was on record. I've been on record saying that I would love to have Greg Williams as my defensive coordinator because he is a very aggressive coordinator. And again, he screwed up. Not once, but twice, as you stipulated, to the end of the game. And there were people, I think that they were talking about, I think that Darnold was on record saying it is what it is at the end of the game. And there were some other defenders that were saying basically no comment. But if they were told to go play a cover zero, I mean, there might be some validity to your conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that there is, but if he does become the coordinator, and to be honest, I don't know what the ramifications of this contract are, that he might start working on things now if he's a free agent per se. I don't know whether he can start or whether he has to wait to the end of the season. But you know what? If I'm him, and I know that the Raiders are looking at me, I'm getting as much stuff done as I can.
Hey, right, Captain. And you know what? But all I'm saying is that I have never coached a defense a day in my life. But if you're going to give me a defense to coach with 13 seconds left in the game, we're up. And all we have to do is to stop the Raiders offense for one play, and we were somewhere around midfield. It's prevent, baby. Everybody get back.
Mm-hmm.
So to be as well respected of a defensive coordinator as you are, Greg Williams, why would you call that particular defense, especially the play before when Nelson Aguilar had just beat your zone coverage? It's almost like he was deliberately trying to do it, like he knew that on Monday morning, there's a possibility my ass could get fired. But you know what? I don't care. That's what I took from that coach. From Captain. I called you coach.
Well, I've been called worse. So, yeah, no worries there. Yeah, but no, I agree. And it's like I found it, and I will be very honest. I do my broadcasts on, I think we've gone over this. Do you have Apple, or you're an Android guy?
No, I have Apple. I have an Apple phone.
Okay.
Us old folks love Apple.
Okay, well, I don't. I'm an old folk, but I don't love Apple. But I do the Apple broadcast on Colorcast, and I had to buy an iPad in order to do this, and I'm hoping that the. Oh, no worries, Sonny. Sonny says, "Hey, you're here, Sonny. I appreciate that." But no, I had to buy an iPad in order to do the broadcast. And I would admit when the Raiders had the when Aguilar dropped the fourth down throw by Carr in the end zone, it was off his fingertips. I said game over. I said Raiders lost, and there was nothing in my mind stating that the Raiders defense was going to do nothing but lose. And I was surprised. I was surprised as hell. And I was also screaming. I'm screaming at my broadcast when they knocked the guy out of bounds, and they should have stopped the clock, and they didn't.
Thank you, Captain. I'm like, what the hell was that about? Exactly. And you could see Kwiatkowski complain. He was complaining about the same thing. He was thrown out of bounds. Why is the clock still running? I thought the same thing, man. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they're trying to throw this game. But you know what? Greg Williams had another play.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like I said, I hope I'm right. And if I am right, then somebody please tell the Raiders that I called this early as this, and that you called it obviously after the game. but I want to make sure that I have an interview with Greg Williams as soon as possible.
Yeah, and you know what, Captain, and I'll say this and I'll let you go. And I'm pretty sure if Groot is interested, he's probably looking at all of those cases when he was in New Orleans, when he was, of course, at the Jets, when he was in Cleveland. You know, I know every stop that he's been somewhat controversial. But even in New Orleans with the whole Bounty Gate, there was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Captain, there was nothing illegal about what he was doing. I'm talking about as far as the players tackling. They weren't instructed to break any rules. They were just instructed what defensive coordinators and teams have been doing all along. Go and knock somebody's block out, but do it the legal way.
Yeah.
But, you know, and it used to be in players' contracts where if you get a certain amount of interceptions or a certain amount of hits or knockouts, you would be compensated for it.
Yeah.
He didn't tell his players to break the NFL rules. You can still knock the hell out of somebody without breaking the rules. But you know what? There's a technique on how you do it.
Right.
I'm not faulting him for that. And like you said, his aggressive play calling, you know, wherever he's gone, he has not had a mediocre defense. I don't care what people say. He has not had a mediocre defense. So, you know, we will see what happens, Captain.
Yeah. And the only thing that would Greg, I don't know how Greg Williams and John Gruden would work well together because they're both alpha males. I would like to think that they would work well together, but you know, I mean, Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka did not get along, and you know, you know, it was kind of like, you know, Mike had the offense and Buddy had the defense, and it's kind of like what Greg coaches the defense in New York, and he does. And that's his Bubba. You know, I got the defense. You do whatever the hell else you want to do, Adam. You go do special teams and offense. I got the defense. That's me. So when people were saying, do you think that Adam Gase did that? I'm like, no, that was all Greg Williams. And I would love to have him as our defensive coordinator and get him on board now. And like I said, let me get a shot to interview him. But you know, that would be great. Well, I'm still hoping that the Raiders will, when they let Brett Musburger go, that they'll call me. But you know, such is life.
Oh, you think they'll let go of Brett Musburger, or have they?
Well, no, they haven't let go of Brett Musburger, but Brett Musburger is in his mid to late 80s.
Yeah, he's an icon.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh no, he's an icon for sure. But you know, it's like if you want to go to a younger crowd, and I say younger in air quotes, I'm only 55. So right. You know, if you want to go to a younger crowd, then I'm right here. I'm right here, and that's
You're
why.
The man. You have the voice for it. You have the spirit for it. You have the intelligence. You're the man.
Well,
that's why I specially made an introduction for you, Captain.
Yeah.
You are the man.
Well, and again, G, I love you for it, man. It's always good hearing from you, man. And I'm hoping that, like we were saying today, and you missed some of the middle of the show, but like I said, the Raiders got to win 3 of the next 4, and basically they got to win the next 3 of the next 4 in order to have a chance at a playoff berth, because they got to beat they got to beat Indianapolis. I almost said Tennessee. They got to beat Indianapolis. They got to beat Miami, because those are the guys that are in front of them. And that's just the way to make it. Yeah, they got to beat the Chargers, and they got to beat. If it comes down to it, then yeah, let's say, okay, well, you got to win to get in at Denver. Well, if they win the next 3, I like our chances of sweeping.
Yeah, if we win 3 out of, you know, I know there's an added playoff spot to it, and the thing is that even if we beat Indy and Miami, you know, we're still not in the clear, you know, because we still have to beat, you know, either Kansas City or Denver. Not Kansas City, but the Chargers or Denver. The Chargers played us close last time.
Right.
And my thing is, Captain, you know, the past couple of weeks, we have not looked good at all.
No.
And as a playoff team, you know, with the ascending into that playoff level, you know, at least trying to make an impression that, you know what, we're a playoff team and we deserve to be, you know, considered in the playoffs. We're lucky to be 7-5, man. That Atlanta game, that was totally inexcusable. Totally inexcusable. And then we played a Jet. We struggled Sunday against an 0-11 team. I'm glad that we won. Don't get me wrong, because a W is a W. And it's like Al Davis has always said, just win, baby. But the thing is that you can't play that type of game against Indianapolis and expect to win. You know, we had to beat the Jets off of a freaking Hail Mary. A freaking Hail Mary. And if Greg Williams would have called a pass defense that game, Captain, we would be 6-6 today. And even at 7-5, we are still on the outside looking in. If the playoffs were to start today, we would not go.
Right.
So, hopefully, I just want them against the Indy game to just start looking like the Raider team that we looked like when we played against Cleveland or when we played against Kansas City both times, including the Kansas City that we lost to the second time. Act like that we want to be in the playoffs, man, and get our shit together. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We have to act like we want to go to the playoffs, and it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy.
I agree, man. I tell you, and it's going to be unique to look at. And again, since you're an Apple user, and for everybody that has Apple, I got to plug it. Go to the Colorcast app. Go to the Colorcast app on Apple. It's right there, and you will see where it says, the games that are there. And I will be broadcasting for the rest of the season. And I had to buy an iPod to do it. So, an iPad, I should say, to do it. So if you don't want to listen to the schmucks that are on TV, then get yourself over to the Colorcast app and listen to me. And you'll hear my emotion, but I will give you a good broadcast of what's going on and what I see and all those good things. So you won't have to be left out. You won't have to listen to people like Mark. Look at that jaw on TV 12 and shit like that. Okay. Or Trent Green, who is a Raider hater. Even Adam Archuleta, who played for the Raiders for like a minute, was down talking. And Spiro Dinos, you know he's a Raider hater. Don't listen to those guys. Listen to me on the Apple Colorcast broadcast, please.
Okay. Well, thank you for that information, Captain, and I will definitely check it out sometime.
Oh, I appreciate it. And again, G, always good hearing from you, brother. Thank you there, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And go Raiders.
Go Raiders. Thanks again, man. Always good hearing from the G-Man. And you can't beat that with a stick. So that's our show. We made 2 hours, and thank you for everybody that was here. I don't have an out. I guess I got to do an outtake like I have on my other shows. I'll do that to begin with as well. But I thank everybody that's here. We will now remember tomorrow. Tomorrow it's the N space FL network or N space FL on YouTube. Okay, it's NFL Nation Live, and it's with Ref Guru David Grant. David Grant is a former, and you can't see it because of this camera shot. Gosh darn it! But this NFL alumni football that's right here, it's right off the camera. If you look over where my hand is, see this white right here? That's an NFL alumni football. But join me, David Grant, Violator. I mean, you can't make this shit up, as Violator would say. And Raider Homer, we will be giving you the NFL Nation Live video. That's tomorrow. Okay. Listen to professionals. Okay. Dave's a professional. Violator is a professional. And yeah, I am a professional broadcaster, or I wouldn't have been broadcasting for the Armed Forces Network. Let me say that again. Yes, I did broadcast for the Armed Forces Network. Okay. And Homer, listen to professionals tomorrow night. Don't listen to trash. On Wednesdays, come on over and listen to Ref Guru, Violator, myself, and Raider Homer. It's on Wednesdays, and I'll push the link hopefully when it's there. I don't know if he can do it or not, but I'll be able to do it from Facebook. But anyway, make sure you're there, and it's great hearing from you. Thank you for being here. This has been Firing a Broadside with Captain Jack. And I enjoy being here. We'll be here next time as well.